Video sponsored by ScanSource Incorporated. If you're looking for a great distribution partner, look no further than ScanSource. At ScanSource, we provide cloud carrier services, networking products, physical security products, POS and barcoding, Salesforce consulting services, unified communications and collaboration products, among many more. Now, how can we help you? We're experts in many verticals, including retail, manufacturing, healthcare, and government. So if you have any questions or you want to become a partner with ScanSource, just go to scansource.com, click on the Register Now button, and we'll be glad to assist you going forward. Hey guys, welcome back. And this is going to be the fourth installment for my Tech of Physical Security. So today, we're going to talk about March. No, I know it's May, but we're going to talk about March. March networks. March has been kind enough to send us one of their new ME6 cameras on loan for us to do a quick review on. So this physical model number though is the Charlie 2103 Alpha, and that is part of their ME series, and this is the ME6, and of course the 6 stands for 6 megapixel, and this is a pretty solid camera. So we're going to go through some of the things we find out in the box as we do a little unboxing like I typically have done so far. And one of the first things that we see is going to be their quick start guide. This is something that people, I can't stress enough, do not throw these away. These are great valuable pieces of information. Not only does it give you some quick tips on how to set it up, but it also usually gives you things like, hey, what's the default username and password when you go to log into the camera for the first time? Since this is a network camera, you have to use an IP address that the camera has right here, and it will actually walk you through how to set it up. The next thing we have is going to be their limited product warranty. So I don't want to give you the wrong information, so I'm going to say that the warranty information is in here, and I will have it linked right here to let you know exactly what that warranty status is. This is going to be your quick grab bag of accessories here, and this has everything inside of it, from your Allen wrench that we're going to use in just a minute to open up the camera. You have a, looks like this is a video cable here for testing, also calibration. And you have a couple adapters here, and this piece right here, we'll talk about that in just a second. A few O-rings and a couple screws, so that when you're mounting the system, it's going to get mounted correctly. Alright, great way to keep your camera packaged in there. Keeps it from sliding around, and I love styrofoam inside there. It's bad for the environment, but it is the best way to protect your camera as of right now. And then look at here, we've got a guide that will actually teach you and show you how to align this guide when you're about to mount it. So like a little sticker, you just stick it on the wall, trace your circle, get your point, and then that way you know exactly where you need to drill to mount your camera. Let's see. Everything else is out of the box. And here we go. Pretty hefty, liked it. This is an IP66 rated camera. Take that off the dome, and you can see there's a hole right here in the back, also one that you can screw out here where you'll run your cables through, and because this is a nice solid metal piece of body, that won't get damaged from any kind of corrosion that could potentially happen if you have it sitting out. The camera, of course, typically is mounted either in the ceiling or it could be mounted on the wall. You could, mount these even on a tripod if you needed to, in the event that you need a quick camera source for something that's more mobile. The lens system we're going to get to open it up here in a second. But I did want to kind of just show you just the way it looks there. So nice size camera. It is a awesome camera. I like the way it looks. Feels solid. Doesn't feel like it's about to, fall apart in your hands. I'm going to go ahead and use the included Allen wrench here, and we're going to open her up. And this is a security bit Allen wrench. You can see those are the Allen wrenches that you have that have the little notch inside. That way you can't just use any Allen wrench to unscrew it and, you know, potentially get into the camera and use it as a back door to your network. Here's what I do like about a lot of manufacturers now. They're putting on these little tethers. So that way when you are mounting the camera, you don't accidentally drop the dome and crack this guy and you have to worry about ordering a new dome. And then all of a sudden you have a delay in finishing your project on time. So inside here, this camera does have a built-in rotating mount, so I can easily just rotate the camera around. I can adjust this camera lens up or down once I actually release and loosen the mounts on the side here, and I can tilt the camera to where it's either pointing up or a little bit more angled down the left. So that allows me to get a good wide angle shot, and also it will allow me to get a corridor shot should I want to shoot it down a hallway and not have most of my picture of walls. When you turn in a corridor, just imagine your camera going like this and it's shooting straight down the walls, but you're actually rotating your lens to match that orientation. It's Ethernet driven, so you have a Ethernet port in there, right there, and that is where you would actually plug in for your power and communication. This camera does also have a micro SD card slot, which is actually cleverly put right here, and that will allow you to stick a micro SD card. I believe it's up to 512 gigabytes is what you can max and put on there. So should you have a loss of power or network connectivity to the NVR or the server that you're recording to, what this will do is it will allow the camera to record on board for up to 7 to 10 days, sometimes longer, depending on some of your particular settings you have. This is a varifocal lens camera. It's a 6 megapixel resolution, like I mentioned earlier, and the varifocal range is, I believe it's a 3.6 millimeter to 11 millimeter, so it's a pretty good range. It's not ultra wide, but it's a very good wide angle lens, and 11 millimeter, if you did turn into corridor mode, will allow you to go down that hallway a pretty good distance and still get a really good shot of any subjects that you want to record down that way. The lens itself has 8 micro LEDs, which is designed for your low light recording. But let's talk about a few benefits that this camera has over some of its competitors and some things that you might be interested in, reason why you want to spend the extra money to get the ME6. A couple things right off the back is the analytics. Having that memory card recording still allows me to also get analytics recorded internal too. So let's just say you had an abandoned object in an airport. Someone left a suitcase sitting in a certain area that we all know is not allowed and prohibited in any kind of situation at an airport. Now what's going to happen? This camera is going to send a notification that that bag or that box or whatever item it is has been sitting there beyond the 10 or 15 minute threshold without anyone around it. That then alerts security. Security goes and checks it out. Crisis avoided, hopefully. Wrong way detection. So let's say if someone is going down the wrong direction on a car, interstate, or maybe it's in a parking lot and you've got one way in, one way out, and someone's going down the wrong way and they cause an accident because the camera was alerted that that detection was turned on and it saw and triggered the car was going the wrong way. You have loitering detection, you have tripwire detection, you also have stop vehicle detection, and you also have intrusion detection. These are all different features of analytics that are built into the camera that it can record, and you will have all this information right there at your fingertips just because you put that micro SD card in should that recorder go down. You also have things like regions of interest, so you can mark out zones that will allow you to record crucial areas. So if you want to make sure that you want to know every single person that goes into door A that is to the left of the lens versus door B that is to the right of the lens, you can make door A that region of interest. So every single person that goes in or every time that door opens, it's triggering and recording and it's monitoring and watching every single thing there. Whereas to door B, you could just have it be normal, or you can even exclude it altogether by using something like a region of interest and you exclude it from that area. So a couple other things that March has done really well, and they've always done very well in my opinion, is two big things. They have a very good sensor on board that does a really good job by helping to dehaze an image. A lot of manufacturers kind of struggle with that in some situations. And then they use HDR. Well, HDR in this scenario is going to allow you to record using 3 frame rates, or 3 different types of frames, I should say. You have a overexposed frame, an underexposed frame, and a fully exposed frame that merge together, and they give you a beautiful saturated, fully exposed, and then expanded exposure, which will allow you to then see more detail. And it also allows you to see better shadows, or what's in the shadows better. And it also kind of helps, you know, just make out subjects better. So when it comes to image quality and being able to determine if you're just identifying a subject versus detecting a subject, you'd rather use HDR. So if you guys are looking to see more of a physical setup of the software and setting up the camera when it comes to some of the actual settings in the camera, please let me know. We'll be glad to look into doing that in the future videos. But for right now, we just want to do a quick unboxing and talk about some of the specs of the March ME6 here. And I want to thank you again for joining us. And please come back. Please like and subscribe. And if I don't see you, please stay safe, stay healthy, stay secure, and stay busy.